a first ever meet at the Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup is on for last year's losing finalist Lesotho, who crossed paths with the Seychelles at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, kickstarting the action in Group C. Good afternoon once again. We continue to tell the story of the 2024 Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup here, and sides that will look to take the initiative in the first round of matches involved here today. In as far as Group C, and both these sides will know they will have the chance to take the early initiative and possibly be the first to take up top spot momentarily, depending on the result in the game later between Namibia and Angola, rounding up the teams in this group. So, as far as Lesotho, of course, the informed side out of these two nations coming into this game, they do have the supporters out in the stands and will outnumber those from Seychelles, not by a large number. We don't quite have the numbers we would have been hoping for in starting this match, but there are a few youngsters that, of course, are enjoying not only the school holidays, but out here to enjoy what has been a good 2 days and a third day of COSAFA Cup action. We saw some rather interesting results. The big upset of the tournament thus far, of course, being the men from the East that have been invited to this year's tournament, that being Kenya, getting the beating of Zambia earlier on in the day. Lesotho will look to avoid that sort of upset here during the course of today. They, of course, will be in this change room and led by Leslie Nossi, will hope to find the words to inspire his men to a good start to this tournament. They do have some experienced campaigners in the squad and some names to keep an eye on. There is Leslie Nossi, of course, the coach leading the side out here that will look to emulate what they did out in Durban last year in getting to the finals, to eventually lose to Zambia. They had good support out there. They played a good brand of football last year. They also did entertain and certainly were the surprise package of the tournament up against the Seychelles side that's only won one match in their history so far in the COSAFA Cup. They, of course, will hope for a good showing here against Lesotho, keeping in mind they've never met before. These are two sides in the Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup. Few names that will be looking to make memories and make a bit of history for the Seychelles here, a group that is led by Ralph Jean-Louis from the Seychelles originally. He is then leading a team that boasts men from the Seychelles in the entire squad. They all play their club football within the borders of the Seychelles here. They will know the opening 15-20 minutes will be crucial in trying to stem some of the momentum and flow from Lesotho and hoping to sneak a sucker punch in there for the early momentum. So far, it's been a tournament that's been well hosted by the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. The likes of South Africa drawing here in the opening day. South African fans, of course, will be hoping things improve in the second round of matches, where we will move from the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, keep in mind, to the Isaac Wilson Stadium. We conclude the first round of matches here with the Group C action taking place this afternoon and later on in the evening as well. Referee Tulani Sibanze from Eswatini leading out his compatriots. Lucky from Botswana, as well as Ibrahim Mohammed from the Comoros. Fourth official in this encounter from Malawi, Godfrey Kangananga. So the officials ready, both sides ready. Then it's the Seychelles in the red and white to the left of your picture, in the Tunnel Lesotho in the unmistakable white and blue with a touch of green on the right. Led out by the captain, who is Skhwane Marani, the goalkeeper then for Lesotho. As far as the Seychelles, is Dean Mote that will lead the side out. Very much aware of how important a good start will be. Both will hope to hit the ground running in the 90 minutes that follows. Well, with both teams lined up, time now for the national anthems of Lesotho and Seychelles.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Seychelles.
Well, they look excited and ready to go, the players from Seychelles, the only nation they have been able to beat so far in the history of the Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup is the island nation of Mauritius, whom they beat with a hefty scoreline way back in 2008, 7-0. The goal scored by Seychelles on that day. A good number of them, and I'll be hoping for something a little bit similar here against Lesotho, which will be a tough affair for Lesotho. Well done, it is between the sticks. Watch out, however, for Motebang Asera. He is the man that will be operating in the sharp end of the attack. He's the top goal scorer in the history of the COSAFA Cup. In the creative department, they will have Tabantu as well as Mohachani, who will look to lend suppliers to Sera, whilst in midfield, or rather in the heart of defense, Rasi Tunta and Mohele will try and keep things nice and tight defensively, hoping the frontline players do the business in scoring the goals. Captains now will be stepping forward here for the toss of the coins. So we continue to go through the pre-match formalities.
Come, Captain. Come. Leaving football and FIFA, we choose.
Captain for the Seychelles is Raheri Niaina, and plays his top football for Saint Michel United. Only operating right in the heart of midfield for this Seychelles side, as we have a look at the starting 11. 3 at the back in Amélie, Fanchet and Payet. They will pack the midfield with 5 in there. Out in the attack, Cadell as well as Lapros will be the men hoping to turn goal scorers of the day here for a Seychelles side looking for a bit of an upset in kick-starting Group C.
Tell them to take their time. Tell them to take their time, the referee.
Well, when they did have that win over Mauritius back in 08, it was a match played out in the Mpumalanga province in the Witbank or Emalahleni. Take your pick. And, well, they may not be hoping for a scoreline quite similar to 7-0. Well, Ralph Jean-Louis and his men, but a win nonetheless will mean a great start for them in history in ending what's been a long drought in the way of wins to the Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup. is the Seychelles that will get this game underway. The men in red will attack the goal to the left of your picture. Those from Lesotho in the white with a touch of blue and green will attack the goal to the right. Referee from Eswatini just about ready to get the action underway here. Will be seen as favourites, understandably so. Will the nation of Lesotho, what with the form they've had in recent times, they've also had a decent go of it in as far as the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Heavy hitters such as Sera in the starting lineup means they mean business coming into this year's COSAFA Cup. They really did entertain last year, had some memorable moments out in the Kingdom of the Zulu. Looking to do likewise here in the Eastern Cape. Seychelles have lost their last 7 matches in the COSAFA Cup. Coming into this encounter, get this game underway. Keep in mind, the last match they didn't lose was 8 matches ago against Mozambique back in 2019 in a game that ended with a 0-0 scoreline. I've got the pleasure of sitting alongside Max Mafamapiniani and well, Lesotho expected to be the informed side coming into this match, and maybe the favourites, maybe I should say, Mafa, for the Seychelles. They will be hoping here to punch, I think it's safe to say, above their weight. Here they are on that front foot.
Lesotho indeed are favourites, Sizwe, and given the fact that they have been enjoying good results and also sitting pretty on the log of the World Cup qualifier, they've got the likes of Sira you've mentioned earlier on and at Tabanchu, and these are the players that can make a difference in this side. But also don't forget Rasitunza, a very, very quality player. So this is the side that is not even playing away from home, not too far. Lesotho is just around the corner, so they know what to expect and what to do in South Africa.
Chani out wide on this near side, looking to get busy. Already they've got 4 inside the box. Then a run being made on the edge of the box. Bit of contact there between the 2 players off the ball. No foul called, leading to a comfortable pick up for Padayachi. Plays his club football for Light Stars FC. All of them playing in the Seychelles. Starting 11, including those on the bench. Actually done with the movement out wide here on the near side. Chance for the early cross. It's a lovely ball. And the chance right there on the near post looked a good one until the flag went up offside. Seychelles with a chance to give us a real shock to the system with a good start here.
That could have shocked Lesotho, but just inches offside. Impatient, could have waited a bit and then just attacked the ball.
Skillful and quick is Mokhachane here on the near side. There he is, winning it back here for Lesotho. Seeing a fair amount of the ball here as he goes back to Sifodi, and he plays for Uppington City in South Africa. A few of their players will play their club football within the borders of South Africa, that being Lesotho. Uppington, of course, busy last week in the away of the ABC Motsepe and the playoffs. City, of course, being crowned the champions season before last now in the ABC Motsepe League. Well, as you'd expect, Lesotho quick to find the rhythm here. Sera with the touches then as they look to open things up. Sifodi. Mokhachane. Seen plenty of it here in the early exchanges. Is Mokhachane operating out wide on this right side.
Looking forward to seeing Lesotho knocking the ball around, and I had a pleasure of speaking to the coach, and he spoke about how he always encouraged them to share the ball, knock it around, and just be comfortable on it. So I want to see a lot of that.
Well, always raising an eyebrow when you find two COSAFA Cup sides or Southern African sides that have never crossed paths in this tournament. It's easy to understand why. Seychelles got involved in the tournament until the year 2005. Never gotten out of the first round of the tournament. Early ball in, the header some distance from a goal outside of the box, in fact it was. So hoping for something a bit special then was Tabansu.
He wasn't even aware that he had his teammate behind him, but there wasn't much he could do with it. He was isolated.
Nice to see he and Mokachani coming together. Mokachani is already very involved here on this near side. Of course, Tamansu operating out wide on the left side, had drifted infield then towards the top of the box. Now, nicely done in winning it back in the middle of the park by the captain of the Seychelles as they drive forward, looking to get their first shot in anger. Werani. Pressure. And nicely done in dealing with that pressure from Tabansu then. The fans certainly appreciated the touches. Nice turn, but turned into trouble. Good pressure from Mauritius, and they eventually do get that first shot in anger, but comfortable enough for Murani to trap it and play out from the back here for Lesotho. Mahajan. For Seychelles, I mentioned the losses they've suffered in recent times. The likes of Zambia, Malawi, Comoros on 2 occasions, Angola, Botswana, Namibia. Before that draw against Mozambique, those are the nations they had lost to. The very first game back in 2005 in the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup was against South Africa, game they lost with a 3-0 scoreline. They drew their next game against Namibia in 2006, 1-1 the scoreline then. Brutus, their first ever scorer in the competition. Nice turn then from Patiti. It turned into trouble, which led to that first shot from the Seychelles. Good ball, bit of space opening up on that far side. Movement from Sela, hoping for a much better ball than in opening up that defense. Good work in dealing with it from the Seychelles, and already inside the opening 7 minutes here, they are being pinned back somewhat here by Lesotho, spending a great deal of time in the opposition half of the field.
You can see the confidence in Serra. He's just sniffing it. He's been there, done that. I remember in the last COSAFA, he was there also, leading the attack for Lesotho.
Really is a man who does have an eye for goal. The top goal scorer, 7 goals he scored for the national team in this tournament. A few more supporters have arrived now out on the far side. Looking back at this tussle here involving Morte as well as Patiti. Mentioned that a few of the Lesotho players do play their club football within the borders of South Africa. Tlotiso Patisi is another, plays for Black Leopards. It's about in the Limpopo province.
And more Serra than him, having been to this venue before with Royal AM, with Celtic. So he's used to this. He's leading the charges to say, I'll show you the ropes, I'll show you the passages.
Early ball then. Plus there's I don't know if you can call it a slight advantage, but I do believe it is the case, and it's safe to say so. The fact that they were playing their World Cup qualifiers here in South Africa as well, Lesotho, that'll work in their favor. They lost, yes, eThekwini, but we are here in Gqeberha, still within South African borders.
And still, even at eThekwini, he would be comfortable because
Yeah, he
he's
was there.
playing there against
COSAFA.
AmaZulu and any other team that takes them there.
It is set up. Winning the corner for his side here, so will be amongst those that push forward, and he does have good height about him. Also decent in the air is Motabang Sera. Will be a threat in that regard. Matwele with the ball in towards the near post. Good work by Mauritius in denying the cross to the far side. Sensible work in the defense to play it back to Morani. Well, one thing for sure, when many of us were looking forward to this game today, at the end of yesterday's action, the one thing that came to mind is there should be goals in this encounter. Yet to have a clear-cut goal-scoring opportunity, but not from a lack of trying from Lesotho as they push forward with Mahachani once again. It's 40 with the early ball, and well, he was looking for the turn, then Sera superbly read that was defensively to deny him a look at goal.
That turn, the first touch just got it really away from him. Often when you do those turns, you keep them close, very tight.
Now, on the near side, Mote going infield in as they find a bit of space opening up on the far side, Seychelles, but don't exploit it well enough, and in the end they give it away way too easily.
The idea was there. He wanted to play one of those sneaky passes, and it found the opponent's shed.
And there's the thing, he was looking for one of those, like you say, sneaky reverse passes. Thing is, an opponent or a teammate of yours needs to be where you intend to send the ball.
But sometimes when you look away, they also move away. They think, let's support that gap where he'll play the ball, only to find that you want to play it while you're not looking, because you know someone should be there.
Reminds me of Paul Tolazar back in the day complaining about Isaac Kumwani, saying he confused my players. He looks one way, he passes the other way. A long time ago in South African football, back in the 90s. Paul Tolazar, a charismatic Frenchman, that came down to South Africa, of course, coaching the likes of Kaiser Chiefs, Bloemfontein Celtic, which Sera has played for, and a good few from Lesotho. Now, set piece in a good area. Again, it's Mahachani. KZ Club football out in Botswana as the man wearing the number 11 jersey. Fun to watch last year. Certainly looking to bring that speed and nifty touch to the game. Yeah, it's Vince Fred tagging on the jersey, giving away the set piece.
Just pulled him literally rugby style. You're going nowhere.
Parayachi hasn't had to make a save as yet. Well, in far post is well overcooked then. In fact, it'll be a good job to keep it alive. Didn't go out for the goal kick, however. That's Tunza amongst those that had pushed forward here for this Lesotho side from the defensive areas. Ahead in the Aina and the company now trying to play it up from the back here. Lesotho, but done an excellent job of applying pressure, and they're just looking to turn the screws next to that corner flag and possibly win a decision. In the end, it will go the way of Seychelles. For Lesotho, what a run it was that last year in Durban that ended with that 1-0 loss to Zambia in the final. Beat what was a respected and feared Malawi side in the semi-finals, and here they are driving forward now, and well, shots would have gone wide of the mark. Defender wasn't any wiser, so Mukashani happy to take the corner.
I knew it was so. He didn't expect it, and it wasn't even meant to be a goal. It was meant to be a cross, and it hit the side of his head and slowly went down. I knew that he wasn't expecting that. It's one of those in the game where you're even standing on the wall and the kicker aims at you and it just knocks your head off.
Well, let's have a look at it here. Yeah, hardly any time to react. It's rocked him somewhat here. As he gets a bit of treatment. They do have a corner to defend. Keeping an eye on the referee from Eswatini, Tulani Sibanze. And he hasn't suggested that they move him outside the field, in the perimeter of the field right there. The Lesotho supporters is vibrant last year out in Durban, and well, the few that are out there right now are looking to make their presence felt.
It'll be interesting to see the Lesotho and the Zimbabwe on the same pitch.
Yeah.
Because they also have arrived.
Tell you what, last
and
year,
a bit of Zambia yesterday.
Yeah. Ball in. Soto with the initial header. Actually done by Padayachi. Last year we had a great Malawian crowd as well out in Durban. So for the semi-final with Lesotho and Malawi, really was a festive time with both sets of supporters well represented and making their presence felt.
By the way, Malawi and Zimbabwe, their borders
Yeah,
are not too far from each other, so they very close to each other.
So we will miss Malawi in this year's tournament. Their fans will love to run around the perimeter of the stadium, if so allowed, depending on the venue. And they have a party just about every time they come out in the Hollywood Bet COSAFA Cup in the men's or women's game to the Malawi supporters. Happy to have those from Zimbabwe back, of course. For those of you that may have missed the action in Group B yesterday, they were as lively as you would have remembered them from a few years ago. Sera. Patsisi. Trying to get it in behind the defense. It's actually watched by Vince Fred then, who's having to keep tabs on Mukashani. Sifori. They're providing a nice backdrop of noise in the background, those Lesotho supporters, aren't they? You think there's more of them than what there is at the stadium, but they're doing a beautiful job of providing that background.
I'm laughing at the lyrics. You know the song. You're familiar to the song.
Now, Serra again hoping for the through ball straight down the middle. It was well read. Vanchette dealing with it. Nice little turn then from Raheri Naina. On the near side, Fred. Offloading to Lapros. Werani. Quick to pick up and find a teammate in the middle of the park. Now, pressure here with the ball played back, and Seychelles playing themselves into trouble. Mukashani! Best chance of the game, best save of the game so far. Padayachi conceding the corner.
He just covered the near post, Padiachi, and that's where Mukashani just thought, this is where I'm going to drill it. And if you look around, you think, no, he couldn't have done anything different. Or maybe he could have just nicked it right across. I think that was the last option. Every time when you are a striker and you get into that position, your first prize is to put the ball in the back of the net. If you realize that the angle is tight, that's when you use the second option. That's why it's called the second option.
taking 18 minutes for Lesotho to open up that defense thanks to a mistake from the Seychelles. Post header, a couple of headers, and Lesotho take the lead. One on the far, one right inside the little box, point blank range, and it's Tabantu, the man from Atlanta FC, that gives Lesotho the lead.
Dikwena are at it again, buoyed by their performances lately, and they are on top, leading on the 19th minute. Still more goals to come. They've really been attacking and looking for this goal. Clean header, unmarked. 3 white jerseys unmarked as Tabanchu just wins it against his teammates, not against his opponents.
Well, the initial header from the back post played back across the face of goal was spot on in finding one of those 3 unmarked men towards the near, and Lesotho undone. Serra! Good save from Bariachi. Got down well and got a good strong hand onto it. So, Lesotho just found the back of the net. Hungry for more here. Haven't seen the side score more than 2 goals, but they have found the back of the net so far in this tournament.
I can put my head on the block and say today we're looking at least 3-4 goals from Lesotho. That's a nice save. Padiachi stretched his hands. Fortunately for him, they were not lurking white shirts around.
Yep, fell towards the teammates. 20 minutes in, it's Lesotho that lead through Tabansu. Their fans now having a proper toll, a proper party. The small group that's rather loud and proud for the time being. Up on their feet, hands waving in the air. And we're running a long way outside his box, closer to the center circle then.
Come to think of that goal, scored from a defensive blunder.
Yeah.
Bad touch on the ball, just went under the boot and got punished. That's how you play this game. Once there's a mistake, you capitalize. You punish, you don't wait for another and another and another. Because sometimes they will never come.
Movement to the far side, putting a good header back to find a teammate. Yes, Lesotho trying to get numbers forward. Serra involving his midfielders. Lesotho lurking. Oh, nicely done by Lesotho here and working it wide, and they'll be happy with the corner, but certainly full of movement, full of creativity around that final third and causing problems for that Seychelles defense.
I expected Tabanchu to just fake a shot and then cut it back because the defender was up and turning his body.
Well, there they are. Enjoying the moment and hoping it's only the beginning of the celebrations here. They'll be hoping to celebrate a few more goals at the very least, including continuing with their celebrations into the evening. 6 in the box here for the in-swinger. But Achas Kamiya is in trouble, cleared off the line in the end.
Oh, that corner left in no man's land. He just went there blindly and almost got punished. Missed it completely.
Actually comes on for him last, and it's goal bound until Meli gets it clear.
Rasi Tunsa there couldn't see this. He had his eyes closed. That's why the ball hit him. Had he just been focusing on the ball, he could have scored that.
Little shuffle in, change of gears, loses the defender, ball across, diving header, so close to goal number 2, and what a goal it would have been. The skill on the near side then from Mokhashani, finding Tabanchu, diving in on the far side. He blazes, lights a fire under the defender then on the near side.
That was just a brilliant cross. Tabanchu did nothing wrong there, just unlucky that the ball didn't end up in the back of the net. He knows that too.
The ball in field here for Mauritius as they look for the byline. Now, as their slight nudge there, yes is the answer. Well positioned to make that call, the referee then. Good play here from Tyron Cadell. Plays his top football for National in the Seychelles, protecting the ball well.
Kader has some signs of useful striker. When he's in that box, his presence is felt. He's not even a small boy. He's a bit chubby.
Well, they'll need a good ball here from Vaheriniana. Going for goal. Getting it horribly wrong in the end. It's way too high. Say this respectfully, but the smallest man out in the field wearing the number 20 jersey then for Seychelles.
What was he doing there? He was very ambitious.
Another defensive touch here that's led to a slight spot of bother for Seychelles as another shot comes in. Going after the goal kick this time, but their first touches in defense at times have led to the ball rolling towards an opponent and leading to trouble.
Always leave themselves in the back foot every time when they're trying to attack and attack. You know, because then that's when the ball goes everywhere. Instead of just keeping it simple or knocking it out first time. They want to stop it. That's where the problem is. When you are a defender and stopping balls and starting passes from the back, you must be comfortable on the ball first.
Extremely. Space to turn here for Libogolani. Seda now on the move. Options in field, including just behind him. Strong, able to protect the ball then. Nicely done by Lesotho. A couple of options inside the box towards that far post. One of them is Tabanso. Patrici. Sifodi. For Lesotho, well involved with the COSAFA Cup from the early days back in 97. Quarterfinalists in 99, runners-up in 2000, quarterfinalists in 2001. Then first round exits from 2002 until 2009. Things started to look better around 2013. When they were semi-finalists, 2016 they were quarter-finalists, 17 semi-finalists, 2018 third place, 2019 semi-finalists. So around those years they would have improved dramatically, something Ralph, Jean-Louis and all involved in football in the Seychelles would have been aware of the improvement from Lesotho, including all here in the south of the continent. Serra. Now, strong still. Another important block to deny Tabanso what could have been his brace. Of course, first round exits in 21 and 22 for Lesotho before being runners-up last year. What a tournament it turned out to be for them last year.
So I think the coach notes of Lesotho would be very disappointed if his team doesn't score at least 4 goals. Because the defense of Seychelles is so generous. Give away every ball in front of those strikers. And they, led by Serra and Tabancho, should punish.
Well, I think many teams in this group, including those two that are playing later on today, which by the way aren't slouches, would have looked at the group, seen Seychelles, and thought, yeah, it's not just about 3 points there, it's also about racking up goals. Once again, one says that respectfully towards the Seychelles. looking to win the ball high up the field and applying a bit of pressure. Mukashani called for the foul for the challenge then on Warren Millie. Plays his tough football for Foresters FC, does the defender for the Seychelles. Labros out in the attack, another plays for Foresters FC in the starting 11. Well, Lesotho have failed to score all in all in 21 matches in the past in the Hollywood-based COSAFA Cup. Today, not a problem. Today, it's about how much they can score. I think many of their fans will be thinking, especially with the start they've had here inside the opening 30 minutes. Approaching the 30-minute mark. They may be of the impression they should maybe go on to score one or two more.
Something just quickly crossed my mind when we're talking about the chances that they didn't take and they should take advantage. Remember Bafana? When they had so many chances from the opening stages of the game, could have scored 5 and ended up drawing. So Lesotho must be wary of such. Take your chances.
Actually done here on the near side as well. The Seychelles once again struggle to keep it moving into the opposition half of the field. Well, not just Bafana, Martha, but you'd also be wise to think back to Eswatini against Botswana in the opening game. Eswatini could have scored 4 or 5 themselves in the first half, ended up drawing that match. Sera driving forward, gets beyond one. Sera across the face of goal, and could have gone anywhere from Millie out for the corner.
That was sportsmanship of Sera there, realizing that he's on a tight angle. His biggest prize was to find a teammate. You can see that he didn't even try to take a shot at goals. He just wanted to play it across the face of goals. And the beauty of it, Sizo, is the fact that even a red shirt can kick that into the roof of the net.
With the pressure applied, it really could have gone anywhere.
That's why they say when you can't get assistance from your teammates, use your opponents.
Yeah. Fifth quarter of the game list for Lesotho. Head out the far post. How did that stay out? That's how he's wondering. Palayashi looked in trouble. Lesotho were looking good for goal number 2. Went wide, etc.
Is there a column for chances? We can tick that box. Because that box would be full by now. 5-7 chances up to this far? Could have been. More than 1-0. Could have been at least 5-6.
Oh, is a player down here. We're up here on the half-hour mark. To their credit, Lesotho haven't let up yet in the intensity and attempts to try and find the second goal. Mainly the man who just put off Sera is struggling for the time being. A few more supporters have trickled in to add to the numbers. Is the group that's been in great voice so far. They're taking a bit of a break right now, but if you are just joining us, they've been great, those gentlemen. I'll tell you a picture right now. They're getting started again as they will look to get into another song. That's about 9-10 of them. They're doing a great job. That's them in the background, by the way, that you're hearing.
Doesn't Padiaji have features of a certain Peterson? Goalkeeper?
Yeah, out of Sundowns. Yes. Yes, it does. One back in the good area. Nice feet from Labros. Needs a bit of support. There's the run on the outside. He hasn't looked in that direction. Oh, finds a good option out to this near side and tries to keep it moving. Fred couldn't find a yard for the cross. Now, numbers forward, yep. That's good goalkeeping. He hasn't much to do. Murani in this match.
He wanted to find Sarah. It looked bad because it didn't come out the way he would have loved it to. And Sarah acknowledged that because he wanted a one-against-one situation.
Well, sometimes even if the pass doesn't find you, when you make the run, you're just happy that the teammate spotted it and tried to find you. The effort is all that counts. You won't always get it right. So Sarah appreciating that.
As they would say, not my presence counts, thoughts count.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Now, clearance then. An important one here for Lesotho. Lapras. Good ball. Chance could be on. Wow. Seychelles bringing a good save out of Mwerani. So close to 1-1. And so much against the run of play. Then it's Tyrone Cadell with the header. Mwerani with the save of the match so far.
That's the man that we looked at and said he's always present in the box, Cadell. And he was unfortunate. But what a save. What an effort, but a save. Oh, Mwerani stretched his hand, got it right with the tip of his fingers, keeping it away from the target. Didn't we mention that Lesotho must be careful? Teams that miss chances gets to be punished for that.
Sarah. That'll boost their confidence as Fred can't keep it moving forward. Sifodi. That's right. Plays for Matlama FC. The man in the left back position. Oh, it's a lovely ball. Offside, however, for a man who's watching the line and should be doing a much better job of staying onside. No, Mokashani. Mentioned earlier, he plays for VTM in Botswana. That's a beautiful ball.
Lovely pass. He was just ahead.
I believe that was a shot, by the way, but not for a throw-in. Oh, yeah, throw-in, definitely it was. Did well with the pressure to earn themselves the throw-in themselves, did the Seychelles. Would have been encouraged by that chance they created. Eddie Paul Mwerani doing well. Millie. Patisi. Matuela. Sifodi. Holding onto the ball impressively. Lesotho as they eventually work it wide. Yeah, 3 in the box. Why not? Go for the early ball in there. Good work to deny the shot from the edge of the box from the Seychelles.
The build-up was beautiful. It's just that the final pass in that box was rushed. They still had time. Hold it and still look for a white shirt.
Nicely done with the turn from Patisi. All right, the likes of Maswele enjoying themselves along with Tabanto. Stretching. Seychelles at least trying to Sifodi and Mokachani on this near side. Perhaps in the last 5. Longest winning run for Lesotho in this tournament has been 4 games. from 2000 until 2002. They did that again from 2006 to 2008, and for a third time from 2013 to 2015. Never pushed beyond that to 5 games in the way of a winning run. Having lost in the last final, they will be hoping to kickstart another winning run with this match that may go on to surpass the 4-game record they've set for themselves.
Coach Notsi is very unimpressed because the players are losing the ball from time to time, and then he keeps on saying, come on guys, you know, it's like, you're not doing what we discussed. Knock the ball around, be behind the ball, keep it, see each other, make sure that you're comfortable on it, because they look very rushy in everything they do.
Last 5 of this first half. Not too many fouls to speak of in this first half, but Lesotho certainly would feel they should be leading by more than the one that they are. But they actually, not with the greatest of clearances. Quick to try and get back onto his goal line.
Watching you.
Now, there's a shot in anger. And another reminder for Lesotho that Seychelles can come up with something a little special, having forced the save of the match out of the man in your picture. Well, that was the one good moment. They have proven to us they have the ability to create moments of that nature. Just that one goal may not be enough for Lesotho.
If Lesotho has to be wary of someone, it's got to be number 11, Kadeo. He's the man that can hurt them.
That's done by Meli, pushing forward here. The central defender going all the way to the edge of the box. Did too much, did Labros then. So Seychelles unable to find a way through for the time being. Meli. Sarah. The fourth official is hard at work. Godfrey Kanganaga from Malawi in ensuring that the throw-in is taken at the right place. Sounded like a traffic officer directing traffic there for a moment. No. Here. Distance of that from Pariachi. Well, ball down the line here, and the race is on to keep it alive. Got pace as Sabantu. Could have scored 2 in this first half. Scorer, as things stand, of the only goal of the match. Had that diving header following that was so close to what would have been a beautiful team goal, and for me, one of the goals of the tournament thus far. Had they finished that off, Lesotho, especially following the nice work from Mokhashani here on the near side.
Here comes trouble. Tabanchu is now clutching on his hamstring in the first 45. He ran his socks off, but obviously you expect him to hang in there, not first 45.
Well, it's close to the half-time break. You look to see out the half. And the post is well protected. Now, Seychelles looking for a telling counter-attack here. Numbers working hard to come up with a few good runs. And we'll have to support each other. Paul in then will be kept alive here on this near side. Freds into the near post, and Lesotho able to deal with the danger. Johan Gamitis with the shot that's gone off for the goal kick. Plays his top football for St. Louis. He and Monte wearing the number 10 jersey of the St. Louis players. Mkhachane. A looping header goes wide of the mark. Now, Tulani Swanze giving the defender a proper talking to then. Never noticed he was none of it. Just wide of the mark, or in fact, he's having a word, Swanze, with Millie. As soon as this ball went out, you can see he's turning towards the near side official and giving him a tongue lashing. So the referee had come back to get him to stop having words with the near side official, saying, look, the decision is final.
In fact, he thought the Lesotho player was offside.
Yeah.
That's why he had a full go at the assistant referee. So the referee had to tell him that this man sneaked in behind you.
Yeah.
But I like the way they talk to each other.
Yeah.
There's no time to say, you know, today you are doing wrong things.
It's firm.
Not starting with the greetings. Hey.
2 minutes added on to the end of the first half. Header. Half chance. And that could very well be the story here for Makhaile and company. Plays his tough football for Chipper.
With these 2 minutes added, I think Lesotho will sit back in that change room and the coach say, what else do I tell you except take your chances? I mean, what do you say to the team? They're not playing bad.
No.
Take their chances. There are two things that he has to say. Take your chances and make sure you're confident when you knock the ball around. That's it. Then it's the end of the team talk.
Important header with Seychelles having a couple of players dangerously placed in the box. Then for the cross, Seda, I believe it is, called for the foul here, pleading his innocence.
I thought you were saying, important team talk.
Well, it will be at times when you come up with a plan as the coach and you outplay the opponents, create a good 4, 5, maybe 6 chances, only score 1. Well, you've done your job and they're executing it, except for the important ingredient, which is the goal. Shots well high and wide of the mark.
And sometimes Sizwe, least said the better. You don't have to come to the change room and try to occupy the whole 15 minutes. You just pick out small things that are not done and encourage them. Go, let's go for it now.
So, it's Yannick Tabanso, who's a goal, a given. This is the lead going into the half-time break here. It's a Lesotho side that will be grateful for Mwirani and his save, denying Seychelles what was their best opportunity, and a good one from Kateo to chances for the likes of Mkhachane and Seda. And they'll be feeling they should be leading by more than the 1 at the end of the first half here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Defensively, maybe 1 or 2 moments where they'll feel they've allowed Seychelles to be encouraged at what they could do going forward. There's something to fix for Lesotho. Seychelles will look to improve and play more like what they did towards the last 7 minutes. At half time is Lesotho 1, Seychelles no. Numbers, yeah, and well, see that 4 shots on target then. So for Padayachi, the much busier of the 2 goalkeepers then, and Lesotho with much more of the chances. They will be encouraged by the 2 they did get, the Seychelles, but ball possession stats also letting you know it's all pretty much been one-way traffic, and Lesotho, looking at these numbers, will certainly feel they should be leading by more than just the 1. It's Lesotho to lead the Seychelles with a 1-0 scoreline to the end of the first 45. Looking forward to the second here with, well, Seychelles having one or two moments that would have been encouraging towards the end of that first half. For Lesotho, they, of course, could have scored more than the one. There's some good moments then, and we'll feel they should be able to put this to bed. And this is the second half, I should say. Getting cooler and cooler, or maybe I should say colder and colder. As we move in towards the late afternoon, both these sides now making their way out of the tunnel. Players that had a good showing in that first half, Bakashani, as well as Tamansu Jane, who of course combined for the scoring of the goal. Then Jane could have scored a couple of goals in that first half. Sera also with a good chance. Best chance for the men in red, that being the Seychelles, falling for Tyrone Cadell. Is a header saved by Morani. But actually the goal for, or goalkeeper, I should say, for the Seychelles, also fairly busy in the first half, coming up with a good few saves to keep the Seychelles in this encounter. No surprise then to see them making a few changes. Kamatis will make way. Sofa on in his place. First of two changes. The other will see Vince Fred making a way, and Sissoko on in his place. Well, those, well, the look of it, won't be the only changes made here in the second half. I do suspect Lesotho may be making one or two of their own at the start of the second 45. Will be very interesting to see where they do make their changes. Lesotho did have the ball possession. They seem, for the most part, to very much be in control of the game. Three changes they will be making here at the start of the second half. So, Leslie Nolte looking to further push the tide in his side's favour. The first goal of the second half, quite important. If it's Lesotho that get it, they do get the 2-goal cushion. Sifodi making way, man operating in the right back position. Malani on in his place. Maile will be coming on here for the goal scorer. Third and final change. We'll see Lesotho Matau coming on. So, good early running here for Lesotho as the ball is played across then by Maile. And they actually smothering it then. Lesotho looking for the bright early start here in the early stages. Nicely done between the combination of Sera and Maile. Took it beautifully in stride then, hoping to find a teammate by playing it across. Good goalkeeping for the Light Stars FC player. Cadell. Well, it's Seychelles, yeah, let's have the shot that's come off the underside of the crossbar. The follow-up shot, it's way off the mark. In fact, it's played across the face of goal. But across the man that's come closest to finding an equalizer for Seychelles.
Time for the horny shorts. Second half, and the Seychelles realize that it is the second half. They have to come back. And the only way to come back is to take shots like these. That's a nice one. Labrosa just hooking it. Beating the keeper, but not the crossbar.
Well, the way they ended the first half was encouraging. The way they started the second, more than encouraging. Now, all in. Labrosa once again, this time with the left foot. Can't save from Morani, who was positioned well. Distribution looking to get the Lesotho going here into the opposition final third. Maile gets the corner. A couple of good first touches in his early involvement in this match. Pasaka Maile plays for kick for life. So Lesotho had a scare, they look to return the favour. Maile it is with the in-swinger. Ariachi getting it clear, so the follow-up shot will see the goal kick going the way of the Seychelles. That's really the man who booted it over. So, mentioned how important it was for the Seychelles to stay within range going into the half-time break here. So close on the other side of half-time to finding that equalizer. And for Lesotho, so close for them to think back to their chances in the first half and rue them for not having extended their lead.
If Lesotho wants to just gather 3 points, they just have to make sure that they get an insurance goal.
Lebras, 3 on the edge of the box. For the Seychelles, they've only played 2 international matches so far in the year 2024. Both the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, a 5-1 loss to Gambia and a 3-1 loss to Burundi. Also did lose 5-0 to Kenya in November, including a 9-0 drubbing to Cote d'Ivoire. So they have been pleading goals coming into this Best COSAFA Cup. Happy to have had a good first half where they conceded just the one. So close to finding one of their own here. That's good distribution. Maile. Well, he's heavily involved here since coming on in this first half. It's a nice outlet for Lesotho on this left side. Nice skill to get the better of the defender, forcing the foul.
Could see that Mote there had to come up with a plan. The short man is gone. Have to pull him down.
He did prove troublesome with a dead ball in the final third in the first half. Lesotho. Here they are with yet another. Again, the big men push forward. Wow, that's sprint for goal in, and Bariache to come up with a save. He was impressed in that regard. A good few saves he's made in the smash now.
That was a brave save, and just went for him. He didn't even want to play it to any teammate. He just fancied his chance and whacked it.
Eight corners to 1 in favor of Lesotho in this match. Well, there's a player down. That's the reason why play has been brought to a halt here in the red of the Seychelles. Looking back at the save from Bariachi. Needed to make the save. It was superbly struck by Maile.
Maile took it so well. He just thought, I'm going to make sure that I rob him with one of these. I find it so strange. Oh, yes. No, not too strange. Because he went down long ago, but then the referee just let it flow. Then I realized, no, it wasn't a head injury. Because at the time, I just saw a player going down.
The Angola coach watching on in action later on in the day against Namibia. That'll be one worth watching. And of course, the Lesotho fans gave us an enjoyable first half display, doing the business out in the far grandstand. The number has grown somewhat in the supporters that are in song and, well, fully behind their side here in the hope that they score the next and quite important goal in this match. As far as Concalves, the Angola coach that is watching on. Also did have the Indian Ocean Games last year around August. The Seychelles, where they lost 1-0 to Madagascar, also lost 1-0 to Mauritius. Just looking back at the games, not too many goals scored between then and now, whether it is in the Indian Ocean Games or the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Just a couple of goals scored in all of the games we've mentioned in recent times, showing how difficult it's been for them to find the back of the net. Certainly come close here this afternoon on a couple of occasions. Official on the far side from the Comoros Islands, Mohammed Ibrahim. I can tell you what, Sekhwane Moerane is extremely vocal between the sticks then. As the throw-in was given away, you could hear him screaming, Aretape, meaning let's do it again, let's do it again. On the defensive end. Sera. Lesotho with Mahele. Sera with the touch then, read by Meli. Tidiest of games for the time being, with both these sides struggling to find a rhythm, but a fair amount of goal attempts, including shots on target. All in all, 8. Seychelles forcing a good save on him, having the beating of him here in the second half, but not the frame of the goal. That's a good ball. Labras offside, however. In time is 1-1 enough. A few signs here and there. Lesotho need to be careful here. Seychelles have grown in confidence with the way they ended the first and started the second half, and they certainly are getting numbers over that halfway line, looking for moments to try and get in behind the defense as well.
And they can also knock the ball around with a bit of confidence, because the second and the third goal would have just taken the wind out of their sail, but now they seem to be flying.
Certainly keeping the Lesotho defense honest. Tunza, who plays for Dinare, conceding the throw in here on the near side. Men getting stuck in now. Could be a problem here. The head in the end. And a fair bit of pain here. So the big question is what will the Eswatini referee do in taking action, reaching into his right pocket and producing the yellow card? Maile, the man on at the start of the second half, the recipient of the card.
His opponent just came down sliding and he went for the knee. Oh, that was so
nasty.
That was so.
First yellow card of the match, going to the substitutes.
Speaking of first yellow card, we saw the first red card yesterday of the tournament.
Two yellow cards leading to a red for the captain of Zambia, defending champions, seeing Angwanda picking up the red. Defense, the reason for the first yellow. 5 minutes later, flies in with a start showing challenge and curtains on a day when the Zambians were shocked by the Kenyans, who walked away 2-0 winners. Players committed to the ball then. Could have very easily been a clash of heads then. Fortunately, the ball came between the two heads.
Oh, that was very close.
They have done well in the start of the second half. Seychelles haven't allowed Lesotho to pin them back in the fashion they did in the first half, whilst they've also created moments of their own going forward, winning set pieces in their own half, including in the opposition half of the field, trying to get in behind the defense on 1 or 2 occasions, which is the case now for the Brass. Defensively, they are doing a better job of not allowing Lesotho to create chances and moments.
Isn't it interesting that Coach Notsi of Lesotho said, we are going to attack, we're not going to allow the opposition to come at us. We are all out or full on attack kind of a team. And it's exactly what we've been seeing so far in the tournament, dominating and allowing opposition to come at you.
Well, they are confident now.
I'm watching you. Yeah.
Nice touches here. Yeah, Martin. Here's the man coming closest to finding the back of the net for the Seychelles as we come upon the first hour of the game. Martin of St. Louis had stuck a few yards, didn't take the throw in. He was instructed to go back. Sarah looking for movement here on this near side. Maile. Sarah again. Back to Maile looking for the byline. He is quick. Not quick enough. Out for the goal kick.
They're now missing Tabansu. I mean, one wonders what it means now. Opening match of the tournament, you pull a hammy in the first 45. And does it mean you have to wait, what, 2-3 games? And by then, the tournament will be over for you then. That's if you don't go all the way.
Yep. Lesotho, of course, mentioned earlier, did play the qualifiers in June here in South Africa. Firstly beating Zimbabwe with a 2-0 scoreline. Now, Lapras with a good ball here. Kadeo fouled, and, well, very even game it's turned into here. Beyond the hour mark, yellow card being shown to Thabo Magele, the Chippa United man.
Was a good tackle, just the timing there. He didn't get the ball. Look at how he just goes to the ball there. He knew that if he doesn't get an outstretched leg, the opponent will be gone, but nowhere near the ball.
Well, the confidence of the men from the Seychelles certainly has grown here as they look for the equalizer. Tell you what, I mentioned earlier that Murani is very vocal between the sticks. You could hear just about every instruction, if you can understand Sotho, that he came to his wall. He just said a moment ago, meaning let's play football, which means he does have the feeling they're not at their best right now, the men from Lesotho.
You're talking about men from Lesotho not being at their best, and often your performance will rub off your fans. Remember they were singing and chanting and having fun? Now they're quiet, tense, and thinking, are these Seychelles players coming at us now? They worried about that. They are tense, they're responsive to the situation or to the reality.
The reality is that the men from Seychelles are playing with a bit of belief. That's it. Bariachi, calm as they played out of defense then. Tell you what, the one thing they'll be happy with is that they have been able, for Millie and friends here, to keep the Lesotho fans quiet. They were full of song and jubilant to their side, creating chance after chance in the first half with good moments. Right now, watching on, a few looking slightly concerned. But the singing and celebrations have certainly stopped. Now, Lesotho driving forward. No way in. Growing anxious, I do suspect, out in those stands, the Lesotho fans.
Loving it when fans get involved. Did you see the anxious hand? Move on, move on.
Another one put his hands on his head.
Edging the supporting player to get into the box.
Space to turn here. As I said, it's involved in bringing others into the game. They're running into a red brick wall. Lesotho going in straight down the middle. A late challenge here. Let's see the referee firstly protecting Mazwele from any retaliation from the players from Seychelles. The question here is whether he himself will take action for that challenge.
No, he wouldn't. He realized that he was going for the ball, even though it was a high boot. But it wasn't starts facing the opponent, so it wasn't endangering the opponent.
See what frustrated the players from the Seychelles is the victim, Raheri Niana, who was the victim of the start showing challenge on the knee earlier. It's here again as the victim of that challenge, giving the impression that he's a targeted man, which of course is frustrating his teammates from the Seychelles.
The interesting thing is when you want to exacerbate the situation is when you compare wrong with wrong. You don't have to say, but there you gave it, here you're not giving it.
Yeah. Now, Lesotho probing, asking questions, and in the end it's Warren Mele who's arrived in the nick of time to concede a corner just when it looked as though Lesotho might get that breakthrough.
One wonders what happened to the ideas that Lesotho had. I mean, when the game started, they had a bag full of tricks. And suddenly it looks like the bag is empty.
Can they find a moment to get their fans back into this match in the way of willing them forward? This is the 9th corner. So with the ball in towards that near post, Fadiachi is the man to get it clear. It's interesting with Lesotho. For the game in Durban, they did lose 1-0 to Rwanda. Mentioned they beat Zimbabwe. Had a friendly with Namibia back in June. Ended with a 1-1 scoreline, and that's an interesting factor considering Namibia is in the same group with them here in Gqeberha.
Coming up next against Angola. So they'll be watching that too. I'm sure Lesotho will be interested in what those two teams will offer.
Also, you remember they had a friendly with South Africa back in January before South Africa went off to the Africa Cup of Nations, ended with a 0-0 scoreline.
That was in Lucas Moripe.
I believe so. It was in Pretoria, that I'm sure of.
Yeah, definitely that was Lucas Moripe Stadium.
Now, they found their voices again. Last 20 minutes, looking to woo the team forwards back into the groove out on that far stand, maybe trying to stay warm.
Or they sense something coming. Could be a goal coming.
Could be. Church is joining us in the first half. After, 30 minutes, we certainly were of the impression this game would have more than one goal to it. Still feel that way with just over 20 minutes remaining on the clock. Another friendly this year for Lesotho was against Ethiopia, where they won 2-1. Lacrosse stays onside. Yeah, good take. Ball across! Oh, it's 1-1! They deserve the equalizer. To the Seychelles. Lacrosse with a lovely piece of play here on the right flank. Took it in stride, finds we're out. And Seychelles pull one back and level matters with 20 to go.
That's exactly what was going to happen because Lesotho didn't take their chances. And just on a break, what a lovely ball. But the first touch was unbelievable. Whipped in with the second touch. And that's a beautiful cross. First time. Isn't it interesting that 2 games back-to-back that we were at, we've seen defenders being caught, ball facing the ball, and the striker nicking in front and putting the ball in the back of the net. This was long in coming.
So the man who plays for the Pass FC passes the ball into the back of the nets for Seychelles. They really did have encouraging moments in closing that first half. Started the second half looking like the side most likely to score. Here they are with 20 remaining, and the goal scorer maybe struggling somewhat, working so hard to get there ahead of the defender. May have taken a slight knock, but looking as though he will continue. And the story of 2 halves continues at the 2024 Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup.
This is what I call teamwork. When your teammate works as hard as Labros does, you've got to end up getting to the end of these things. Every cross, someone must get at the end of it, even if it hurts, as we've seen. But it will always come with a prize. 2 prizes, a pain and a goal.
Now they really do have their confidence up, and they're working hard for each other, even in defense. Thamota conceding the corner.
A possible 4-1, now 1-0. How things can change.
Looked like it would be a landslide at one point. For posts and the touch, I do believe there was a touch in there that was crucial from Bariache. Important header clear. Yameli is again with the miscue. So change will be made. Bokachani gone quiet in the second half, so he will make way, and it's Tumelo Hutang that will come on in his place. Potwani another that will make way. And coming on in his place is Twarelo Beret. Now, nice turn here as Lesotho get the ball in, but well, won't cause any real problems. Bereng, one of the experienced campaigners from Lesotho, playing for Orbit College. One of two players that play for Orbit College. The other is Merani, the goalkeeper for Lesotho.
I wouldn't even say we are disappointed by Sarah, because he has done everything he could. He's been a target man, knocking the ball, playing the players around him, getting them into the game. His first touches have been good, laying off, but just the whole team combination is not coming out, and that has boosted the confidence of the Seychelles.
Now, Lesotho with movement on the far side, and a disappointing ball in trying to pick out that movement. Keeping the cool here are Seychelles as they look to play it out from the back. Fanchette. What's it? Oh, ball played straight to Seda. Couldn't quite take it in stride. Yeah, again brings others into it. Bereng, no, not quite it. He does have what it takes when it comes to the creative department, Bereng. To coming up with a special pass or a special moment. Mentioned his experience over the years at this stage, including in club football, having moved around quite a bit. Maybe you were able to give them that moment of brilliance they're looking for in unlocking this defense. Maile. Again, nicely done by Seda. Now, Bereng can get the 1-2, keeps it moving, however. Lesotho now applying pressure, and in the end, the unforced error will relieve all of that good work and the pressure on Seychelles.
That was lovely, just faking a shot and then getting or eliminating opposition, getting the man out of the way. But one thing that they have to do, that's Lesotho, they just need to use the stature of Serra, knock the balls to him, use him as a target man, and then they can come and strike them low from outside the box. They mustn't go too wide, because that's not going to save them time. That's not going to get them an equalizer. I cannot say they must use their wings now. It's too late for wings.
Now, there's the Brass. He's had a great second half. It was he who hit the underside of the crossbar. It was he who got the assist. Also been a nice outlet on this right side. Did score in the last game for Seychelles at last year's tournament. They scored 2 against Zambia in a game where they lost 4-2. Labros was a scorer as well as Millie from the penalty spots. Millie, the pick defender, wearing the number 12 jersey with the dreadlocks. Now, nice turn here. Entire back 4. Solid at the back for the Seychelles. They aren't venturing forward too much. Bereng losing out in the battle in the middle of the park. The brass showing too much. Ball rolling kindly in his favor for just a moment. So, there's Merani. The touch. Good movements by Miley here on the near side. Sera on the far post.
It's one of those moments where you keep quiet and let the moment speak for itself.
Interesting that they've now scored in 2 games running in the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup. Their last game against Zambia, I mentioned Labros and Millie scoring in the 4-2 loss. They've scored in this one. Before that, they've gone 2 matches without scoring. Scoring loss before that against Comoros in 2022. The last time they scored in consecutive matches, however, Mafa, that being the Seychelles, was back in 2018 when they scored against Comoros, Madagascar and Mozambique, drawing 2 of those matches and losing against Mozambique. For the last time they scored in consecutive matches outside of 2018 in the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup, we'd have to go back to 2009 when they scored against Eswatini and Comoros in Bulawayo. Four in the box. The touch. Handball. When it rains, it pours, Buffer.
Yeah, when things were so easy and suddenly you have to fight for things and mess around. And this is just what is happening.
Bit of desperation, is it safe to say, has crept into the game where they rushed and they aren't quite as fluid as they were. A lot of the time trying to force the issue coming in straight down the middle.
Yeah, in fact, the coach, you could hear him screaming because they've just lost that fluidity, and simply because they conceded and then started trying to make up for the chances they've missed.
Space in the middle of the park. Labros on his bike here on this near side. And he's come a long way here. And done a good job to keep it alive. Stunning job done by the keeper. Meile. Last 2 involvements for the men wearing the number 7 jersey have been disappointing. Gave it away cheaply then. Had that disappointing cross earlier with Sira waiting the cross, and after having lost it, it's led to Seychelles having a set piece in a good area with Kadeo being fouled.
Yeah, this is just one of those moments where you just don't get it right. And you don't get it right simply because you're chasing the game.
How's Merani here? Nice first touch. Shrugs off the opponent. And the ball, mindful of time, so also trying to avoid the throw-in. Does a stunning job in that regard and kept it moving forward.
It's one of those, if it's whipped low, gets a deflection in the back of the net, and Lesotho looks back and say, what happened? Because it is within that scoring range. Only if it's well taken. Anything over the bar is unacceptable.
Wall set. Referee happy with the wall. Seychelles looking for the lead for the first time, and they had it on target, and Werani first he was positioned well, moved across to his right, and conceded the corner with a save.
Well taken side piece, and that's what we're talking about. Make a keeper, make a save. Just force that save out of him. Not going over the bar. Show something. Show that you were aiming at something, and that's what Horea did.
Looking for his second goal of the match. Only the second corner of the encounter here for Seychelles. Tell you what, in games of this nature, especially having heard what they had to say before the match, that being the coaches, one certainly is looking forward to the conversation Max Mopayane will be having with both Leslie Noti as well as Ralph Jean-Louis at the end of this encounter, just to pick their brain and see what they thought and how they saw the encounter. Under 8 minutes of the clock here, still 3 points on offer. Cadell. Strong. Now, they're looking for the penalty. Goal kick. Physically, he does give the defenders one or two things to think about. He's a hard man to keep tabs on. Even when he was fouled a moment ago, he brought the defender down with him. Shot here and a chance. Saved by Pareache. Chance to grab the lead once again for Lesotho.
That was well struck, first time on the run, and Padiachi just brought a good save out of it.
Holds on to it with Serra lurking, hoping for the handling error. Bering couldn't get the turn he was looking for, just not allowed to turn. Here's Moatep. What about the time when we start to think next goal wins it? Nearly losing out then with good pressure applied, but then couldn't again take it and move. Then the ball coming off his heel as Lesotho were trying to pound numbers into the final third. Of Jean-Louis. We'll be hoping this is a performance they'll be able to emulate going forward in the next couple of matches as well. Now, ball one back here impressively. Yamote looking for Kateu, who has strayed into the offside position.
He just lagged behind when everybody was pushing, but that blunder again, when Lesotho was attacking, Serra is very disappointed about that, because that's the ball, that was the moment when the ball went between his teammates' legs, when he was trying to drag it to attack. That's the rushing part that we're talking about again.
Now, there's the shot! Oh, it's come off the crossbar! That time, but he actually looked beaten. And he may have gotten the touch onto the crossbar to come up with a save. He's getting the congratulations from his teammates here. What a save that is!
He's pulled a few good saves, Patiaji. When it started, he looked very jittery, but suddenly he is in the game with everybody. Well, everybody as in his teammates in red, because they were not in the game in the first half.
Kept them in it, and here they are looking to get a point here. Mate will leave for what they're hoping will be the next few moments here. The men wearing the number 10 jersey, leaving them down to 10 for the time being.
I saw Mate going down 2-3 minutes ago, and then he came back, only to find that he'll go down again. Wonder what happened there. It looks like there was no contact at all.
Nervous as that ball went across the box then. Angola and Namibia kicking off at 6 this evening. Keeping in mind for Seychelles, next match will be against Angola. Asera looks for a teammate that should be offside and is. Namibia and Lesotho will be lying next for the side that scored first here this afternoon. Now desperately looking to get into the lead once again. Beren is it to be a late dramatic winner in this match. Got block. Lovely block then, an important one, as it made life easy for Pareache. Serious contender for man of the match, the goalkeeper from the Seychelles. Very soon goalkeeping man of the match in the very first game with Victor James from Botswana winning man of the match against Eswatini. Lesotho coming forward once again here. Slow down for a moment. Again, defending as though their lives depending on it, the Seychelles. Now, Olen Serra sees it just go over his head. Soto with a shot, but Pareache with yet another save. Possession well that time with Pareache. That's right, the man denies, frustrated. Very well positioned. That occasion was Pareache. Far post. Pressure off Seychelles. Well, I tell you what, we saw the Angolan coach watching on earlier. They may watch this match before facing Seychelles, speaking for Namibia and Angola. And I feel, well, this is quite possibly a Seychelles that could pose or cause a problem or two if they continue in this vein throughout the tournament, or the group, I should say. Labras. Sit on the move. Done well to keep it alive and find the teammate. He's had a good game. Sera. Really one of those type of strikers that works for the team. He doesn't necessarily have to score for you to value his worth out there. Here's a Labras. Three minutes of time added on. Good run this. It's another bite of the cherry at finding the man that got the assist for Seychelles to get the equalizer. Second time in a row now he's used his hands illegally, Labras. Bering. Driving forward is Bering. Looking for the eye of the needle. Serra pulled just out of reach. Foul against Lesotho here. A minute and a half remaining. Situational awareness. It's very best for everybody actually knowing exactly where he was or where he needed to be to get the better of that situation with the oncoming striker looking to apply the pressure. Now, Lesotho probing once again, Bering with the ball out wide here to Maile. Maile! Well, he did well to create the angle for the shot, then just couldn't get over it. Isolates the defender. Had that been on target, could have been a problem for Parayachi. So there you have it, Parayachi and friends in at the end have been a problem for Lesotho, who scored first and couldn't find a way beyond the menu. Picked up Parayachi then, but Bering and company having come in off the bench, couldn't force the issue, whilst Warren Mealy and the rest of the Seychelles defence were stubborn in the second half. It was Tamanjani who scored in the first half here. Marial scored off the equaliser in a well-taken equaliser for the Seychelles, beautifully created by Labros. Had their moments in the second half at the Seychelles. The Lesotho tries they might apply pressure later in the game then, and couldn't in the end find the telling blow. Cadell certainly had his moments, and also forced a good save out of Morani. And well, there you have it at the end of full time here at the start of Group C action. It's Lesotho 1, Seychelles 1. Well, 18 attempts for Lesotho, 28 in total between the two sides here. And a good number of shots on target. Both goalkeepers coming good with some impressive saves here. Good match here, enjoyable match. With the Lesotho also edging it in ball possession stats. But Seychelles with a good showing here and really making a match of it as they took it to Lesotho. And in the end, ensuring it's a goal for every point each side will get at the end of 90 minutes. So, as things stand, Angola and Namibia will be in action in just over an hour, and they will be hoping to produce a winner that will end the day top of the group, as Seychelles and Lesotho share the top two spots and number of points as well. So the top spot on offer for the nations of Angola and Namibia.
Labrosse is our man of the match, and to receive his prize, that's Sean Bartlett. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shoni. Labrosse, looking at the game itself, second half you were running this right side and you brought dividends to your team.
Donc tu as fait un bon match dans la deuxième période, tu as un bon côté-là, tu as aussi fait une victoire de toute l'équipe. Qu'est-ce que tu penses?
Des efforts, courage, travaille beaucoup.
So we made a lot of efforts, we worked a lot, and I think it pays today.
Yeah, but in the second half, they became a different side. What did the coach say to you?
En deuxième période, en deuxième mi-temps, j'ai une autre qualité, je joue une autre qualité. Qui coach nous pendant mi-temps pour
On doit faire efforts, l'équipe est pareille, nous-mêmes, on joue au football.
So the coach told us to believe in ourselves, to make more efforts, and of course it had paid today.
Congratulations. Let me speak to the coach.
Thank you.
That will tell us more about believing in yourself, as we are joined by Jean-Louis, the coach that, in my opinion, coach, you came back strongly in the second half. Your summation of the game?
I think it's a fair result. We also wanted to progress. So 1-1, it's a fair results for us.
Fair results indeed, but when it started, you could have been 2-3 down. And you came back strongly in the second half.
Definitely, we wanted to come back and get a goal. We did that, and obviously we wanted to win the match, but unfortunately did not came today, so we'll see in our next match.
On another day, not obviously taking the best that you gave in the second half, on another day in the first half, the blunders that your defenders were making, you could have been punished. I'm sure you said to them, you can do better at the back.
Definitely, when we went in halftime, we talked to the team, and this is the area we corrected. It was our defense. If we could not concede, then we will get an opportunity, and this would give us a good result.
Thank you very much, Coach, and
Thank you.
good luck as you move on.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. And that's the man that in charge of the team that came back strongly, that's Seychelles, as I'm joined by the Lesotho coach. Coach Notsi, 3-0, 4-0 could have been, and it wasn't to be. Then second half, under pressure.
Yes, I think we spoke about it before the match, that they are a very good team, very aggressive, and they believe in what they know. And I think, yes, of course, you would say the first half we dominated, we created, but we are not clinical. And if we had at least scored 2 goals or more, then the second half would have been different. But at the same time, I think I'm still satisfied with the performance of our boys because they kept the shape in terms of the way we had planned to play. And we did not change the manner in which we had said we should approach the game. But of course, there are areas that we believe that we need to improve. So, but going into the second match, I think we need to do better.
Do you mind sharing those areas?
The first one is up front. We get those opportunities. We need to be very clinical, and at the same time, at the back, our defense. I think there were lapses there, which contributed to the equalizer. But all in all is not lost. We need to come back strong. We've always have a room for disappointment, and now we have it. Now we got to come up with our heads held up high and see to it that we secure maximum points in the next match.
Coach, thanks very much, and good luck as you move on.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Go to the next coach.